everyone and welcome. My name is Lainey and this is Being Lainey, and today I want to talk about the machine that keeps me alive. Now, the machine is called, well, its nickname is a Nippv, but it's actually Nippv, and it stands for non-invasive positive pressure ventilation. So that's what it stands for, and it does two jobs. Now, the first of which is I have what is called type 2 respiratory failure. I only found this out because I went into hospital with pneumonia and was given full oxygen because nobody knew that I had this, and I became very unwell with horrendous pain in my head, and I became sort of delirious, and then I went to sleep, I guess is the one way of putting it. They didn't think I would wake up. Afterwards they found out that I had this type 2 respiratory failure, and it basically was, I should never have been given full oxygen, but obviously because no one could know to do that. So basically I retain CO2 and I don't exhale it properly, and especially when I'm asleep. So it's nocturnal hypoventilation, and it basically the CO2, my lungs don't expand fully when I'm asleep, and the CO2 stays in, and then obviously slowly poisoned me. So I had carbon dioxide poisoning of my blood, and luckily I did survive, obviously, doing this video, but now I have to have this machine every time I go to sleep in order to keep me alive, which is the title of this video, the machine that keeps me alive. Alongside the respiratory failure, I also have something called sleep apnea, which a lot of people have, and it's basically when your airways get blocked once you're asleep. Obstructive sleep apnea, which is what it's called, and so you basically stop breathing and your brain has to continuously wake you up. It causes, obviously you're not getting any sleep through the night. If you do snore, you tend to stop breathing. Like, I know that my children in the past told me that this is what happened to me. So I'd be like snoring, and then suddenly I would just stop, and then after what seemed like forever, I suppose, to them, I would start again, which would be my brain waking me up. And then sometimes I would be aware that I've woke up, but most of the time I wouldn't be aware of it. However, I would feel so tired the next day, like extremely tired, that I would fall asleep watching TV or speaking to people. It got so bad that, I'd be in mid-conversation with someone and just, like, I was so exhausted that I'd just fall asleep. And the Nippv also helps with this because it has two airflows, and one expands my lungs, which helps me release the CO2, and the other airflow keeps my airways open. So therefore I don't, the sleep apnea doesn't affect me, and I have to say it has made a massive difference. I used to wake up every day feeling like absolute pants, not having had like any proper sleep, because I think when I got tested for it, like, my brain was waking me up like 70 times or something a night. So I was getting no sleep. And I remember one time specifically where I woke up choking. Like, I remember sort of being asleep, and in my head, do you know when you can hear something you're between kind of being asleep and awake. It's weird. And you can hear something that's happening like around you, but you can't, but you're not quite awake to, like, you know what I mean? I'm sure you do. Anyway, I just remember thinking, like in my head I was going, you're not breathing, you're not breathing, you're not breathing. And then I literally sat up and I was like, and honestly, it was terrifying, I have to say. It was absolutely terrifying. That sort of intake, like, of air. And I mean, obviously I calmed down and everything, but honestly, the difference this machine makes is unreal for that alone, but also the fact that it's now, it clears my lungs and allows me to be alive, you know what I mean, which is obviously great. I am going to now sort of demonstrate my machine itself and show you what it's like and how it works, etc. And I'll firstly put a couple of bits of information here, one here maybe. One that shows it's not a ventilator or a CPAP, and I think sometimes it's called a BiPAP, I think, because it does two things, which makes sense. But also that my plug for it has life support written on it, which is quite daunting when you think about it. So try not to. That's the best thing. So I'm going to put them in, and then I will show you the machine itself. So, as I said, this is Nippv. Nippv stands for Non-Invasive Positive Pressure Ventilation. It has, as you can see, many buttons. The only thing I deal with is the on and off switch. You have to press it 3 times to switch it off, like after the other, because otherwise it will stay on. The ventilation nurses are the ones who change all of the different pressure, etc. That goes through it. Here I am. I've switched it on now, so you'll see the screen, and as you can see, there's like pressure and flow, and the 2512, which is like that's what they're set at. It is flashing at the minute because obviously it wasn't on my face at the time, so it does do that. And so what would normally happen would be 2 green lines, and they would go up and down with my breathing. Here I'm showing you a mask because I was about to change them. The masks you can get in different various sizes and shapes. Some cover the mouth. Some just cover your nose. You can have them with both nose and mouth. You can have them like from the bridge, at the top of the bridge of your nose, right down to your chin. They come in various different ways. Here I've taken out the packet. Once you take a mask out the packet, you need to readjust it to your head. They smell really plasticky at first, which is standard, when you put a new pipe in as well. This is the tube that leads from the machine to the mask. And then this is the front of the machine where the tubing goes into. And then in the next clip, I will show you that the tubing is actually inside, attached to the machine. And here you attach it to the mask, and in the next clip I will show you how to use it. So this is the mask. This is what I wear on my face at night, every night type of thing, or every time I'm asleep. I suppose if I went to sleep in the day I would have to use it, but I found that I don't sleep at all through the day now. I get probably a good 6 hours on this, and I'm not tired through the day. I don't have any headaches anymore. When I used to wake up every morning with a banging headache, and like just being constantly tired the whole day, that doesn't happen anymore. Now I'm gonna switch it on and then put it on and show you. So I will do that now. I will then show you how it sounds, and you will also hear the alarm go off when, because it alarms if it's not on your face properly. Obviously, if I take it off, it's not going to be on my face properly, so it's going to alarm. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to switch it on, which we'll do now. And I'm going to put the sound next to... actually moves my hair, look, how fast it is. So if you can... Hopefully you can hear me over it. And if not, I'll say this afterwards. I'm hoping you can hear that alarm. So as you heard, it alarms when it's not on your face properly. Obviously I took it off to show you the alarm, but if when I'm asleep it moves, because once you go to sleep, you relax and sort of pressure on your head, it sort of moves. It can move the mask, and then some of the air can escape. So it would alarm like that to alert you to know that it's not on properly. The other thing is it does and can leave lines on your face, as you saw how tight it was on my face. In fact, there's still a line there where it was this morning. So it usually leaves the lines where it's been. And they usually take sort of a few hours to disappear. And obviously when you put it back on, you have to wear it that tight on your face, because, you know, for obvious reasons, otherwise it doesn't help. It has made a massive difference to me in terms of how I feel. Like I said, every day I don't have a headache. I don't fall asleep all day. I'm getting some actual decent sleep. So it's totally worth it. And you know, it's made a massive difference to my life, because how you feel and getting some sleep is a massive deal to how you feel each day. So yes, I will say that when I first started using the machine, I was terrified, and I really struggled to keep it on my face. Never in a million years did I think I would actually get used to it, but at the time I was having to have oxygen, because a lower amount of oxygen, so that they would keep my sats lower. And not give me full oxygen, but I was having to have it because I wasn't able to keep the mask on at night to clear my lungs with the nocturnal hypoventilation. I have to remember to say it that way, because I'm so tempted to say hyperventilation. It's hypoventilation. Yeah, and I was absolutely terrified, and I would it is really frightening, you know, when you first put it on. It is full force air, and I think it's natural to kind of fight that, or try to fight it, essentially, because it doesn't feel normal. But my best advice, if anyone has to have it, even or a CPAP even, is to try and relax, which sounds stupid, but sort of try to relax and breathe with it. And that's what I did. And eventually I started to fall asleep with it. And now I can't sleep without it. It's like, you know, if I have had times where my machine broke, so I had to sleep the night without it, and the amount of times I woke up was unreal, and I felt rotten all day. So it does really make a difference. And even if it's just like, obviously, like I said, this is, I think it's kind of classed as a BiPAP because it does both. But even if it's just for sleep apnea that you need a machine like this, then it is really worth doing. It makes a hell of a difference to how you feel every day. And, I would highly recommend it. But I'm not going to lie to you, it is a lot to get used to. But it is possible, because I never thought I would, and I do. And like I said, I find it, it's so just natural to do now. It's just normal for me. So you do get used to it. And I built up over time. I slept with it for so long, and then managed to do like 3 hours, and then I managed to do 4 hours, and like now I can do 6 hours of like solid sleep, which makes a massive difference to my day every day. So yes, if you do need one, then I would, definitely keep trying, because it is worth it. And also, if you are suffering in any way like that, where you waking up, or you've been told by your family that you're not breathing when you're asleep properly, or you make weird choking noises or whatever, then please contact your GP, because it'll be worth getting checked for for the sleep apnea. What I will do is I'll put some information in the bottom in the description, that you, clickable links from the NHS or whatever, that you can go and look at, and then you can see all the full information on both conditions. And then obviously if you think that you need any help, then you can contact the relative people to help you. So yeah, I think I've covered everything. I hope I have. But if you do have any questions, please put them in the comments box below, and I'll be happy to answer anything. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I shall catch you next time. Bye bye now. Bye bye.